Hi guys, I'm Mo Fahrenheit and I'm coming to you with 7 straight foundation, and I keep setting them straight off my foundation. Happy Friday to you. Today we're going to talk about relationships, and I'm going to give you some pointers or some techniques that I decided to use on my journey. So the earlier part of this year, it was just horrible. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to get back in the dating arena and start dating again until a couple of months ago. And I said, hey, let's just give it another shot. So I did. So far, no good luck. Yeah, but I'm laughing. Okay, so there are three important things that you need to remember. Number one, find out if they are a premature new breed. Now, for those of you who don't know what a premature new breed is, I uploaded at least 3 videos on the premature new breed that's rising. And you got to listen to those videos before you can actually understand what I'm talking about when I speak on a premature new breed. With that being said, now if you find that person, he or she, to be a premature new breed, you need to take cover, duck, and run. All in that order, okay? Moving on to number two. Number two, get to know that person. Get as much as information, their likes, their dislikes, who their mama is, who their baby mama is, who their baby daddy is, where they work, who you work for, can I see a check stub, okay? And number three, this is strictly for the ladies. Ladies, let's implement the 90-day rule. Let's hold off on sex for at least 3 months. That allows you some time to kind of get comfortable with a person more on in another aspect other than physical or sexual, and you understand what I'm saying. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you guys about I'm going to tell you guys a story, and this happened to me yesterday. Whereas I was on my way home from work, and I was holding a conversation with this gentleman. Now, I had knew this gentleman a couple of months ago. I met him, but the way we met, he was actually drunk, and he was like just puking all over the place. And so I actually walked up to him and I said, hey, are you all right? Am I going to have to call an ambulance or something? Or you need some medical attention or something? And he was like, no, and smiled. And he was like, but thank you, though. So we were both like waiting on our buses. And so we engaged in a conversation, and he was telling me where he worked, how long he had worked, and I did the same. And then by that time, it was such a short period of time that we just exchanged names and, said bye, whatever. So here it is a few months later, which ended up being yesterday. We actually was taking the train back home. And this time we had enough time to like really, really engage into a deeper conversation. And I'll tell you about him first. Comes to find out that he had 2 children, 2 boys, 8 and 10, 2 different baby mothers. He lived with his mom, and he had, I told you about the employment thing, but actually I found out exactly how many years he had been employed and got a little bit more in depth as far as what he did for a living. So then it was my turn to disclose some things about myself. So we talked about my daughter, how old she was. She was going off to college, and he couldn't believe I had a child that old, and things of that nature. And I'm like, yeah. So then he got to me, what do you do as far as what I did for a living? And then he was trying to tell me about how I could like upgrade what I was already doing. And then he was like, so what did you go to school for? And I told him what I went to school for. And then he was like, oh yeah, my mom, she went to school for psychology, and it's really no money in that, and blah blah and blah blah and this. And so I let him finish, and I said, yeah. I said, really? I said, I want to have my own private practice. He was like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, really. So I said all that to say this. It's like, in a sense, he kind of made me feel like, oh, you chose something and you like it wasn't really nothing. And then I had to catch myself, and I'm like, wait a minute. Here it is. You had an opportunity to go to school, and you didn't even make it through general studies. You had no complete focus on any specific concentration. And here I sat through, and my concentration, and not just one, but obtained 2 degrees in it. And you trying to tell me about myself, you trying to dictate to me how I could move on up a little bit further and what I was doing. And me being who I am, I'm thinking like, you just trying to count my money because you got child support, and you figured right then and there, I just assumed, hey, you want somebody to help you out because you still living at home with mama. You got 2 kids by 2 different women. Both of them have you on child support. What could you possibly have to offer me? You looking for somebody to help you out. Yeah, so that's what that was. So, with that being said, that's the end of that little story. But, I just said that to kind of help you guys get an idea how important I feel that it's important for you to utilize the 3 techniques that I gave you previously before telling my story. With that being said, stay tuned for more from me. The next video will be posted either today or Saturday, and it's going to be about vagina care, okay? All right. I'm O'Farronay, and I'm asking you to live well, love more, and laugh often. Bye-bye.